Welcome to Lines Parallel to the Axis video. Your learning objective for this video is to write the equation of a line parallel to the axis. Okay. Let's start by examining a line which is parallel to the y-axis. Okay, so on this one, I already have here a line and then a table of input and output values. Okay, so what I'm going to do is identify some of the points that are on the given line. I'm talking about the blue line. Okay, so I chose this point, and then to identify this point, remember to read the x-axis first, the x coordinate, which is at 2, and then on y it's at -2. So then this point is 2, -2. Now I'm going to put these values on the table. So then you have a 2 and a -2. Okay, another point will be the point next to it. So then that point is 2, -1. Again, I'm going to put that values at the table. Another point is 2, 0. Again, the values there. More points, 2, 1. And then another point, which is 2, 2. The values on the table. And then the last one is 2, 3. Now, if you notice on this line, all the values of x are the same. It's just 2. Whereas the y-coordinate changes. They have different values. So when your line is parallel to the y-axis, your equation starts with x equal, and whatever is the common value is what you are going to write. So this line, which is parallel to y-axis, its equation is x is equal to 2. So that's your equation of the line. X is equal to 2. Okay. Another example will be, I have another line, a blue line, which is again parallel to the y-axis. This time I'm not going to identify 6 points. I will just identify 3 points. When you know how to do it, you don't even have to write all those points. You don't even have to do an input and output table. But for the sake of explanation, I'm going to do that. Okay, so I chose this point down here at quadrant 3. This point, okay, -7 from the x-axis and -4 from y. So this point is -7, -4. Another point is somewhere in the middle. That will be -7 and 0. And then the last point is -7 and 4. Now I'm going to put all these values in a table of values, and this is what you will see. Okay, so you have the same values for x. Now the equation of this line is x is equal to -7, and that's your x is equal to -7. Okay, so I hope you understand how to write the equation when the line is parallel to the y-axis. Now, let's move on when a line is parallel to the x-axis, when it's a horizontal line. Okay, so again, because this is the first example, I'm going to identify 6 points. Now, I'm just choosing randomly any point on the line here. So here's one point that will be at -7, 8. So I'm going to put the value there and at the table. Okay. Another point is at -5 and 8. The third point is at -2, 8. The fourth point is at 1, 8. Okay, students, follow how I'm reading the points. Remember, x first and then y. Okay, the fifth point is at 4, 8. I'm going to put the value there, 4, 8. The last point is 6, 8. Okay, now it's easy to tell what is the equation of the line because you can see here at the y coordinate you have the same value. So when a line is horizontal or parallel to the x-axis, your equation begins with y equals 2, okay? Because the common value is 8, so the equation is y is equal to 8. So that's your equation. This is your equation. Y is equal to 8 for this line. Now the green one is the label for the blue line. Okay. Okay, again, write the equation of the line. Let's look at the line. The line given to you is a line, horizontal line, okay, parallel to the x-axis. This is your x-axis. If it's parallel to the x-axis and it's horizontal line, that means that your equation begins with y equal to. Okay, this is the second example. I'm not going to name 6 points, only 3. Okay, I'll start at the right side. Okay, this point is from x is 7 and at y -3, so that's 7 and -3. Second point, okay, it's 2, -3. The third point is -4, -3. I'm going to put all these values in the table of values or input-output table. There you go. If you have an input-output table, it's easy to see what will be your equation. Okay, so then this line, the equation for this line is y is equal to -3. I'm going to write it again on top. Okay, now let's check your understanding of both equations when the line is a horizontal line and when it's vertical line. Okay. Now, let's write down the equation of each line. Okay, given this graph, the line is parallel to the y-axis. We are not going to put table of function anymore, but you can if you want to, just to guide yourself. I know it's at 1 and it's parallel to y-axis. That means that, and it's vertical, it means that my line is x equal to. What's the value? It's going to be 1. So the equation of the line is x equal to 1. Okay, let's look at another one. Okay, here's a different line. Okay, now this time the line is a horizontal line parallel to the x-axis. That means that the equation will start at y equals. But what value? Okay, now this line is at -1. So its equation, or the equation for this line, is y is equal to -1. Okay, another one. Now what I would like you to do is look at this graph, this line, and write the equation in your notebook. So pause the video, write the equation in your notebook, and then play it when you are ready. Okay, I hope you have written down your answer. Your answer should be x is equal to -2. Okay, line is vertical and it's parallel to y-axis, so then it's x to -2. The last example, okay, checking your understanding. Line is horizontal, it's parallel to x-axis. Now, it's between 1 and 2. What's that value between 1 and 2? Okay, now, write your answer in your notebook and then stop the video, write your answer in your notebook. When you're ready, play it again to check whether your answer is correct. Okay, let's check your answer. It should be y is equal to 1.5. Well done, grade 7. At this point, if you are confused, watch the video again. If not, continue on by answering the independent practice which is posted in Edmodo.